Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Till you find your Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our main speaker for the day, who's my father named Faris Elias Muganda. He's married to our beautiful mother, Naka Faris, who is also in attendance, blessed with 2 children named Farina Faris, me, the daughter, and the son, Farin Faris, who is also together with us. Despite him being the head of our family, he has also dedicated many years of service to the church in various capacities, including as a deacon, head of department, and a church elder. His commitment to leadership and service extends beyond the church. He's currently serves as an executive editor in Tanzania's governmental parastatal organizations, which some of you call it CEO. His wealth of experience, strong leadership, and dedication to serving others make him a truly inspiring person. Please join me in welcoming my dad, the main speaker.
It's my first time to be introduced with my daughter, so it's a wonderful experience. First and foremost, I would like to thank our Almighty God for allowing me to be the speaker of the day. MAA administration, thank you for allowing me to be the speaker of the day, because we have so many parents here today. But picking my name and asking me to be the speaker of the hour is a privilege. So I don't take it for granted, but I'm very thankful. Maybe I should start with greeting. Good morning, students. Good morning, teachers. Good morning. And good morning, the entire Maxwell Adventist Academy. Good morning. Let me start by saying this. Today is not just any other day, like your normal school gathering, but it's a moment to remind ourselves of who we are, whose we are. But one of our graduates from Ephesians 2, verses 8 to 9, which says, "But for it is by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." When I was given this topic, I had to try and come up with actually 6 portions or parts that we are going to look at it this morning. And I believe it's going to add value to our spiritual journey and to our education journey, which we're about to start. Now, it's very important to understand what grace is. And unfortunately, most of the time, the word grace has been misunderstood with many. But let's take a few moments to understand what grace is. Grace means you are loved before you prove yourself. But again, grace means you are valued before you achieve anything. But again, grace means God chose you, not because you earned it, but because He is good. And at your age, it's very easy to feel pressure, the pressure to perform, the pressure to fit in, and the pressure to be good enough. But this verse reminds us that you are worthy is not based on your performance. You are already accepted. Not because of your grades, and not because of your talents, not because of your popularity, but because of God's grace. Now, grace is not a weakness. Grace does not mean you stop trying. And grace does not mean you settle for less. Grace is actually your strength. Because when you understand grace, you will stop comparing yourselves to others. And you stop trying to prove your value. You start growing with confidence. Grace gives you the courage to try again and again when you fail. And let's be honest, failure will come. But you must remember, and this is the honest truth, we must be very, 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 very true with you guys. You may fail your test. You may lose a friendship. You may make mistakes you wish you could undo. But grace says you are not finished. Saved by grace, what does it mean? Salvation is not something you earn like marks on a test. It is a gift. Think about the gift. When someone gives you a gift, you don't work for it. You just receive it. In the same way, you don't work for your way to God. You don't earn his love. You accept it. And once you understand that, something changes inside you. You stop living in fear. You stop hiding your struggles. You start living in freedom. Now, the destined to conquer. Notice this order. We first have grace and then conquering. You do not conquer to earn grace. You conquer because of grace. That means you study not to prove you're worthy, but because you have the purpose. You lead not to be seen, but because you are called. And you persevere not because it is easy, but because you are empowered. Now, to conquer does not always mean to win competition, and sometimes conquering looks like choosing honesty when it is hard, standing alone for what is right, and getting back up after failure, being kind when others are not. That is really victory. Your class aim says to conquer with grace. But on this one, let me tell you this, because at times it's possible to succeed without grace, but surely that kind of success is empty. To conquer with grace means you win without pride. You lead without arrogance. You achieve without forgetting others. It means your success reflects God's character. In your class, let grace guide your words. Let grace shape your action. And let grace define your friendship. Now I need to give you a practical challenge. So, what does this look like? Starting today. You're graduating today. When you fail, remember grace. You are not defined by your mistakes. When you succeed, show grace. Stay humble and lift others up. And when you feel pressure, trust grace. For you do not have to prove yourself. When you face challenges, walk in your destiny. You are called to conquer, not alone, but with God. Let me have my closing remarks by saying the following. Grade 8, hear this clearly. You are not ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are peculiar people. You are not accidental. You hear me? You are not what? You were born for a purpose. You are not limited by your past. Let the sky be what? Let the sky be your limit. You are saved by grace and destined to conquer. And I want to tell you this as you move forward from this class. Carry this truth with you, that grace is your foundation, faith is your path, and a victory is your destiny. And my final encouragement to you, when you walk confidently, be humble, dream boldly, but faithfully, and lead courageously, but graciously. And never forget the same grace that saved you is the same grace that will sustain you. And the same grace that will lead you to conquer. I want to thank you very much for listening. And may you truly live as a class that is saved by grace and destiny to conquer. God bless you all.
That was an inspiring sermon. Thank you, Mr. Perez. So what touched me most is that he said that grace means that you are valued before you do anything. Because I feel like most of the time when you're in school and everything, you feel like you should only be receiving stuff after you've tried. But I learned today that grace means like before you try doing something, you already have grace, which gives you more encouragement to do something. And he also said that when you fail, remember grace, and when you succeed, give grace. Which means that if whether you fail or pass a test, grace is the same thing that's going to keep you going.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And good morning, freshman class of 2026-2027. Okay. Not yet freshmen, not yet. In a few minutes. Okay, as I'm going to call their names, I humbly request that you clap after I mention their names only. Okay? Can we try? Betty Kamau. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we are going to start with Shavan Neza Sebihogo.